Harling here. I'm at Moto Tamworth. I didn't intend to come here. I was on my way down to the facilities at Warwick, but as happens with the driving job, ran out of time and I've ended up here. Didn't choose to come here, which I was thanked for on the big sign outside. I ended up here. Now, a really good example of how the facilities are great for the car driver drinking that expensive cup of coffee. It all changes for the lorry drivers very quickly. So this is tonight's shower, which is again recently been refurbished. You can see there the door is literally broken and hanging apart. It doesn't shut at all because the door is made of wood and swollen. And if we come around to this side, you will see there that the fittings, I don't know what on earth it is, but it's got some sort of brown stuff on it, which is very unsightly. And if we move then down to the floor, you can see all of the seals there are broken and presumably letting water through. So I've had a very busy 2 weeks, and I went to the conference that I mentioned in the previous video on week last Thursday and wore my shirt and got no response from anybody touching me on the shoulder and confirming that they too drove a truck, which I wore that shirt to emphasise the fact that I believe that there's a big disconnect within the trucking fraternity between the senior management and those people driving trucks. And that extends then through to other associated services like the motorway service areas, where senior management don't really understand the game they're in, I don't think. It's great for the car drivers, as we've said previously, and there's a promotional video on the USS website saying that they want the members, that is to say the people who pay into their pensions at USS, to be proud of the fact that they own Moto. Well, I don't think they can be proud of the fact that they have showers like this. And when I walked into the showers this week at Tamworth, the first thing I noticed was this. The management at Moto will be bemoaning the fact in a few years' time that they have a legacy situation, that they can't get into the drainage and sort out the drainage. Little wonder when the design of the refurbished showers builds over the top of the drainage. There's no way you can get in there on that kind of scenario. So it indicates very, very poor design. And, as we've seen, poor construction as well. I originally complained about the showers at Doncaster 10 years ago, and that managing director at that time successfully kicked the can down the road, and those showers stayed in place for a further 10 years, and they were disgusting 10 years ago. When they were finally refurbished, the door was falling off within a week of it being refurbished. And the lady who I spoke to, the manager there at the time, said, "Oh, well, they're only temporary showers. We're having some new ones built outside," whatever that meant. Nothing has been built to my knowledge, and I would certainly be interested in talking to the senior management at Moto to see why that lady thought they were getting additional showers at Doncaster. The reason that we need improved, better showers is because without those, the industry isn't going to be able to recruit the quality of the people that is required moving forward with all of the changes that are going to take place as a result of the requirements to go green and different types of technology being brought in. Any other worker would expect to have decent bathroom facilities if they're staying away for the night. Why the management of motorway service areas think that HGV drivers are different, I really don't know. But on the following Saturday to the day that I went to the conference, so that's a week ago as yesterday, I also attended another conference, another meeting of the Professional Speakers Association in Leeds, where I heard a couple of my colleagues talking about Generation Z. And that was a fascinating and very timely bit of information for me, because they were making many points regarding the difference between the generation coming into the workplace now and previous generations, including the fact that they don't actually complain about their job, they just simply leave. And that certainly is happening already within the trucking fraternity. even some of the drivers who have been paid, had their fees paid by the government. So you and me, the taxpayer, pay £7,000 and they're lasting a few months, if that. I'm going to start interviewing some of these individuals to find out why they are leaving the industry, because I think it's important for senior people to get the message. So coming back to the shower situation, Generation Z did not grow up in houses with outside toilets, and consequently they will not accept the quality of the showers that are being presented to them now. Moto on their website are promoting the fact that they've got an alliance with the mental health charities, and in particular Mind. And actually good shower facilities is part of mental health. The younger generation coming into the industry, dealing with all the challenges of being an HGV Class 1 driver, or Class 2 driver for that matter, is challenging. Mental health is a term I have a slight issue with, because it's implying that we're 100% all the time, and we're not. Neither are we physically fit all the time. But we need to build mental resilience and be able to cope with what's being thrown at us. And there's lots of building blocks need to be put into place to build up that mental resilience. And a good shower and facilities on a night time is part of it. Rocking up at some place, not knowing whether you're going to be able to get a shower. When you do find it, it's filthy. Shower, shaving point and toilet in separate positions, it's not acceptable. And the people who are driving trucks have got opportunities to go and work elsewhere. If they work away from home as contractors, they'll get their own hotel room with an ensuite bathroom. Why do lorry drivers, is it that the directors of these motorway service areas have this misconception that somehow drivers don't need to have decent facilities? I think it's because you are used to the fact that you for many years have been dealing with the older generation. When I was 54, that was the average age of a lorry driver in the UK. With the new influx coming in, hopefully that average age is dropping. But the result is that in the next century, the people coming into the industry didn't get brought up in back-to-back houses with outside toilets, and didn't go off to the army, and didn't get their HGV licence as a result of being in the army. And consequently, they would put up with these facilities. Generation Z aren't going to. So like it or not, we need to have better facilities, far better facilities. Otherwise, the haulage businesses simply aren't going to be able to recruit people. Moving forward, management are going to have to come out on the road as well as the drivers, because we are moving towards autonomous vehicles. And I see that they are going to be supported by people in Mercedes Sprinters, something akin to that, sleeping in those kind of vans. And that if we can't recruit drivers with these kind of facilities, we certainly aren't going to be able to recruit management to come out on the road. So it's a complete step change, and the thinking within the mindset of the management of the motorway service areas haven't quite got there yet. The question is, have a USS got the stomach for sorting out these problems, or are they going to dispose of Moto and leave it to somebody else?